Okay, in this video I want to talk about the new leaked hero for Honor, Year of the Reckoning, and my speculation who that person can be. What I really want to say is he gonna be, I think, a mercenary for the Wulin, but he's not a Chinese guy. He looks more similar like with the sword. The sword is absolutely like, of course, it's a fantasy version of the sword. So the thing I really need to say, I think, about that weapon is, I think this guy is a Persian warrior, so gonna work for the Chinese, or he is more like a Mongolian warrior. I more think it's a Persian. But the problem, it's hard really hard to see. Exactly, weapon he have 100%. If he's really, yeah. What I mean with everything like this is probably is like 98% he will join the Wulin faction. That is a very big chance, and it's possible that he is a Persian warrior, because Ubisoft a long time ago worked with Prince of Persia, and Prince of Persia looks a bit similar to this guy, and we know that Prince of Persia's weapons was not really exact how Persian weapon looks in real life. So yeah, so he is probably a Persian mercenary warrior for the Wulin, or he is three thing, Persian or Arabian, but I think most of all that he is a Persian warrior, and he gonna probably be another heavy for the Wulin. We only have two. Sorry, we only have one, in fact. So when he gonna be heavy. So he's absolutely gonna join the Wulin, and he can possibly be Chinese. For China is a big country, so China has many different weapons from different region in their country, and he can absolutely be like a Mongolian warrior or a barbarian warrior, or like from the more like the Tang dynasty, more Arabian based. We know that the Chinese and the Arabian fight against each other in year 900 AD, and this kind of thing. So that is a very big possibility that he is or a Persian. The Chinese also have connection with the Persian, like the Sassanids, and later, of course, many four dynasties later, like the Ming, have connection with the Safavids. So, or he can be just so he's an Indonesian guy, but probably a Persian mercenary or Arabian mercenary for the Chinese faction, or just another Chinese guy from like Romance of the Kingdom. But I think most of all is, if I only love to choose one choice of that, what I have said before, I say he's a Persian mercenary for the Wulin. Yeah, what I think 100% he's going to be a heavy. And we have to remember, this is his first skin. He's gonna have many different skins. So of course they're gonna use the most complicated, the least armor on this picture, because if the guy have armor on, then we probably know right away what kind of guy he is. So he's absolutely not a European guy, or he absolutely not a gladiator guy. That is, just scratch that if you think that. He's absolutely Asian. His weapon is Asian based weapon. And the problem with his sword is that there's a pommel ring, and we know that the Persian have a pommel ring, like under the Sassanid dynasty. We know that the Persian used pommel rings, on the handle on the sword, but the sword is not, the blade is not the Safavid blade. It's much more like to Chinese form, but the problem is that there's many different sword. So it's really hard to say exactly what kind of sword. So it can be a Mongolian warrior. So I say in my later video I talk about he can also be a Mongolian warrior. But the problem how we look. So yeah, it's hard. But the biggest chance is Persian or Mongolian guy. Yeah. So and he's gonna be heavy. Yeah, I say Persian, and heavy guy with like a fantasy shamshir, like a fantasy, but it's not a shamshir, sorry, but it's probably a Persian. Easy way I can say everything to conclude this video is he's absolutely 100% Wulin. You're gonna work for the Wulin. As a mercenary or something else, but he's gonna be in Wulin faction, and the other guy, so we come after this guy, is gonna be completing the Wulin faction, and then we're gonna have a complete Wulin faction, and that is the biggest reason why we have the sand on the faction war map and this kind of thing. So yeah, so Persian mercenary guy is everything I really want to say in this video. Gonna be very interesting to try this guy out and try what kind of different armor and different kind of this kind of a blade and color and his weapons. Yeah.